On the business to business side, there's a giant void. And the companies that get this right, sometimes 2, 3, 4 times more profit for the same exact product. I'm Aaron Johnson, and this is Growth Simplified. The topic is trust and experience. So one of the biggest gaps that many companies have, large and small, is how to build trust and experience into the buying process. Because that is actually one of the most fundamental pieces that must be there in order to get someone from interested to client. The gap is significant, and that's why one of the most common enemies of selling is no decision at all, right? That making a decision is simply too big of a trust leap and they don't do anything. We've all done that. I've done that. And it was just easier not to do anything. I'll put it off, I'll put it till later. So the question is, how do you do that then? How do you build trust and experience into the conversation? And what I want to do is just start with a really simple example and then move from there. And the simple example is, if you need to go buy a toy for a child and you go and you picture yourself in the aisle at the toy section of the store, what you will see is something that enables you to experience the product before you buy it, right? You don't just see a plain box. You see boxes that are colorful. They have pictures. They have the people who they're intended for on the package playing with the product. They have cutouts in the front of the box so you can reach in and touch the thing. Is it plastic? Is it metal? Is it hard? Is it soft? Maybe there's a try me button where you can move something. You can see the tires move. You can press the button and hear the sounds, right? The point is that those things are there because they don't want you to trust that you will envision the same product that is in the box. They want you to know what is in the box so you can emotionally get connected, play with it, and decide that this is the right thing for you. Business to business sales is no different. It is harder, arguably, especially services where it's an intangible. But I have found that is the biggest and most important step that gets missed, and is also the biggest reason that clients who have worked with me experience such drastic increases in profit. Is part of the engagement that usually we use is to build that experience into the sales process or marketing process. An example that I could give is the color blue. So if you think about what you think is the color blue, you've got that in your mind. You're thinking of it. Is it this blue? I don't think it's this blue. I think you had a different blue in your mind. And it's because your experiences are different than my experiences. And I have knowledge that you don't have, and you have knowledge that I don't have. I want to end with a story that I'll probably get in trouble for, so apologies up front. But when I was a kid, always wanted a boat. Always wanted a boat. And at some point, we didn't have any money, so there was no boat happening. But at some point, my dad wanted to go look at a boat. He had found a boat. And would I like to come with? Of course I'd want to come with. To go check out our new boat? Whoa, hang on. We're not going to buy it yet, but let's go take a look at it. Maybe, but let's start looking. So we get driving, and it turns out to be a very long drive. And it might have been really short, but to me as a child, it seemed like it was forever. And as we drove, I was trying to imagine, what kind of boat was this? Was it the kind that we saw at the boat show? At the convention center? Was it like the sailboat we saw? Was it the one with the cubby underneath? And me not being young and not realizing that my dad had no idea. I mean, he hadn't seen it either, probably. There may have been a picture in the ad or something like that. But the point is he was saying, well, probably smaller than that, or bigger than that, or different than that. And in my mind, by the time we arrived, there was there was one hell of a boat waiting for us. It was just right. Maybe a little old, but it was perfect. We pull up, and I had the worst feeling. The worst feeling. Because what was there was a very old converted rowboat, essentially, that was highly neglected and probably didn't work at all. And what I had in my head was something very different. Now, if I knew that's what we were getting into before we started, I would have been excited. I would have been excited about that. That would have been amazing because anything was better than what we had. And we turned out we didn't buy because we weren't in a position to be buying boats. But because I made assumptions and I didn't know what I was getting, I was set up for disappointment. And there would have been no sale possible because I had it in my mind that I was getting one thing and what was actually for sale was something different. And there's a lot of parallels between how companies sell right now to customers. On the consumer side, business to consumer, especially if it's a tangible product, there's a lot of things that are built into that process that allow the customer to experience things. But on the business to business side, there's a giant void. And the companies that get this right, sometimes 2, 3, 4 times more profit for the same exact product. Because now the client values it correctly. They know what they are getting. They are excited because they have a return on investment already figured out and justified. So, again, the topic is trust and experience. I hope you found this helpful. If you have questions, if you need help, if you're looking to figure out how to do this in your business, please reach out. I'm Aaron Johnson, and this is Growth Simplified.